Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The message for Pisces season that comes through very strongly is you need to cloak yourself. Cover yourself in divinity. Cover yourself in your concept of the divine. Cloak yourself with the God of your understanding. Cover yourself. Protect yourself. There's like this, tend to your shell. Tend to your shell, your exoskeleton. What covers you, what protects you, needs your attention. That could be your home, your place of residence, your skin, your body, your soul. Tend to yourself. Take care of the shell. We got stuff to talk about. Come on. Yo, what is ooh? It's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Don't mind my unruly hair. It's preparation for the Leo reading. Hydrate, light it if you need it. I could use it about now, but I'm not going to. So let's clear out this funky ass energy. We welcome in my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Mars is finally direct in your sign, and I feel like as opposed to it siphoning your energy or keeping you in flight versus fight, there's the fight comes up, the fight comes back, there's forward motion, there's progress, your assertion rises up to the level it's supposed to be at. Some of you may get a little aggressive, but there, either way, there's a divine reset. I just caught 111 on the clock. There is this divine reset that's coming in, and it may be uncomfortable. Bro, we're still in 2024. Pisces season is absolutely a time for hibernation. You may need to rest. You may need to sleep excessively. Some of y'all may be wanting to just be in the bed and eating ho-hos and bonbons and getting high. But that's not going to get you closer to your goals. So though you may want to do that, there's something about finding a balance between fuck your mood, get it done, and I need rest and recovery, and I need silence so I can receive the restoration. So balance, ho. That's really what this comes down to. Be sure to check out that Pisces season astrology video that has all the important astrological transits that you need to pay attention to in Pisces season. And I'm just ready to dive in. Y'all, I've had the hardest time getting your reading done, or just like mustering the energy to get it done. Granted, I read for 5.5 hours yesterday straight. Well, I had like a 12-minute break as I drove to the event, but some of you are just fucking tired, and that needs to be okay. But I got a really beautiful message from a Libra, actually. And it's not only that discipline breeds freedom, but discipline requires rest, and discipline leads to rest. Discipline can grant you rest in a way that just flowing freely about the cabin will not. And so there's just so much going on about this, like finding the balance. And that makes sense because Venus, which rules Libra, the sign of balance, is retrograde, and she's squaring you. She's retrograde in Aries, and Aries squares Cancer. And so there could, I believe that there's a Venus Mars square that's coming up. I don't know what day, but Venus will be squaring Mars, which is in your sign. Luckily, he'll be direct. Um, but it's like the feminine versus the masculine aspects of yourself. Really like dealing with duality. So much duality within yourself just naturally, but we're also in Pisces season, which is the sign of the two fish. And one of those fish is hidden. That's why I call my Pisces Spotify, my celestial soundtrack for Spotify for Pisces season is called Pisces Hidden Fish, because who they are on the surface is not the same as what the fuck's going on underneath the surface. And so I feel like you are like feeling the fuck out of that as a fellow water sign. But let's dive in. The big thing I feel like is to extend yourself some grace. I'm trying to do the same too, honey. Like, there's just something about extending ourselves some grace. Give yourself a fucking break. Cut yourself some slack, please. And some of you are like, I don't need slack. I just need to keep going, blah, blah. Okay. Let's just be aware that burnout is a real thing. And I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to myself too, as a Cancer moon. So, asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Breathe. Be sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising. I also feel like the readings hit different at the end of the season. So go back and watch your Aquarius season, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and see how the messages hit different. Cards have been real reticent this season. With every reading, it like takes a long time to get a card out, is what I'm noticing. It's like Pisces season, these energies want to be so fucking specific. And I get why. First card out is the Eight of Swords. So what has you looping in the mind? First thing to be clarified on the Selenite throne, what old mental cycle needs to be evaluated and up fucking rooted out of your body? Not just out of your mind, out of your body. There's something about learning more about your nervous system, learning how to regulate your nervous system, understanding that what regulates my nervous system won't regulate yours. So there's something about figuring out that journey for yourself. There may be some of you that are just like looping in the mind over just outdated shit. Feeling so frustrated, feeling restricted, feeling bound, feeling tied up. It may involve somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements. But the thing about this card is that if you look at these binds, they're falling off. So you just got to put some work into like, all right, we're not doing this anymore. I feel like the full moon in Virgo is really, really going to help with this specific energy. Because not only is it just a full moon, it's a full moon total lunar eclipse. So this gets washed the fuck away. And this is how I know. This gets washed away. And we have been in a place where I don't feel like we've been really able to see what the divine is actually offering, is what actually is being brought to us. There will be restoration. There will be replenishment. There is new love, new connection, new fresh energy that wants to come in. I don't know how many times I've heard somebody say this past month, yo, do you feel that? Something big is coming. Something bigger than what we realize. Something is on the way. Something is shifting, you know? And we got to look forward to it. Three of Wands. But what we will be doing is turning our back on this energy in order to look forward. Because Mars said so, because Mars is moving forward. Our relationship to structure and discipline, creating the plans, sticking to the plans, all of that, it's going to move forward. We're almost through it, babe. We're almost through it. And every ache is so pregnant with meaning. Every uncomfortability, every ounce of uncomfortability that you've been experiencing is really, really fucking necessary. And we just have to make sure we don't miss the memo. So what is required for you to take the proverbial blindfold off? Break out of this. And then you'll see that none of the swords are impaling you. We've been bound in the mind, bound or tied up in regards to, or stagnated, you feeling like you are stuck or feeling like you can't move forward, that you can't think clearly, pinned, like you're stuck in a pin, stuck in a cage in your mind. And what do you need to do to take this blindfold off? What is the proverbial blindfold for you? And by way of being consistent, by way of pursuing your passions, by way of starting things, initiating them, being consistent, sticking with the plan, initiating the thing, pioneering the thing, sticking with it, being consistent, puts you in a position where you will yield a return on your investment. There may be somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements playing a big role, or they're talking to you about the future, or you're thinking about the future. Some of you are bound up in fear around your future with this person with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. And I feel like there's a collaboration that's needed in regards to it. Talk to this person, talk to that fire sign, and get clear about what you need to turn your back on. I'm already excited to clarify this over on the plunge and patreon.com/JustJEverything, 11:11 on the clock. Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thank you for all that you've done and all you're going to do. Thank you for breaking us out of our mental binds. Thank you for putting us in a position to clearly see what is on its way to us, to clearly see that there is a harvest that we will reap. Even though we don't see it now, please give us the clarity and the understanding, or the knowing, the internal comfort to happily, like optimistically anticipate what we know you are bringing our way. Ooh, freedom. For a lot of us, financial freedom, financial comfortability, financial stability. Talk to the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Talk to that Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Don't just stay bound up in your mind. We got to communicate effectively. Please continue for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. Hey, period. Center of the reading, your card, the Chariot. You will overcome. We shall overcome, baby. We moving forward. Can't nothing hold you back. I feel like have been forced to deal with this, to deal with our father wounds, to deal with our mother wounds, to deal with childhood traumas that have been popping up with this retrograde in your sign. We've been slowed down so that we could store up, culminate, acquire more willpower, more physical energy, so that we can harness it into something specific. Harness it into expressing or experiencing the dream, the vision, the goal. Moving towards independence, compassion, starting to feel more attractive, starting to be more popular. There is a change in our direction. The Chariot is like a cosmic pivot. We are being cosmically pivoted, cosmically sent in another direction. And we had to get a new balance of our light and our dark, a new balance of duality, a new understanding of the polarity in this simulation before we could understand what to properly harness our energy into. That was a thing. I feel like some of us, I feel like you had the energy, you had this specific direction, and then all of a sudden it's like getting halted or feeling like you got halted because we were being pivoted in another direction. It's like you were putting too much energy into one thing, and now you're being called to put your energy into something else. Maybe for some of you, someone else. But please, 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 with Mars in your sign, I feel like a huge lesson is centering yourself in your life, making sure, you know, you Cancers, what we be doing, we can often center relationships or center people, have people as the center of our lives. No mas. No, not doing it anymore. You must be the center of your life. You and the God of your understanding, you and your relationship to the divine. That is the first marriage. That is the first relationship. That's the true intimacy that you seek. And I feel like it's time to do an internal assessment in Pisces seasons, especially around the new moon in Pisces on February 27th. A new assessment of what are the new passions, what are the new goals, what is this new direction, where do I want to take this, how much energy do I have to allot to this, tending to your energetic budget. For the Chariot to come out, that lets me know there have been some big ass obstacles, and you won, you passed the test, you're moving forward. And I feel like because of these big tests, you've acquired some very, very specific armor that you are needing for the rest of your journey. And the armor isn't to close you off. I feel like this is breathable armor. This is like stuff can still get in that needs to get in. This isn't about armor as in closing yourself off or keeping yourself guarded from everything. No, you already have an exoskeleton. I feel like you're learning. I don't know why A Knight's Tale keeps coming up. Maybe I need to watch that again. In the weekly message on Patreon, I got that line, "You've been weighed and measured and found wanting." And now I'm remembering the scene where that woman that he underestimated built him an armor, and he was like, oh my God, I can breathe, I can move, this actually fits, this adds to my agility, I can, you know, move more freely about the cabin. There's something about new armor, new appropriate armor. So I feel like your exoskeleton is changing, the way you guard yourself, the way you protect yourself, the way you display yourself, the way that your aesthetic may be changing. But I feel like your energetic aesthetic is changing in a way, if that makes sense. There's like a newfound openness, that's what this is. It's like new faith. New faith has put you in a position where you are able to be more open because you trust that you are protected in a different way. Something has happened where I feel like you believe in God in a different way than you did before. You believe in source or spirit in a different way than you did before, or your perspective is at least changing. Final two cards, final two messages, please, for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Pisces season 2025. And I just feel like fresh energy is coming in, moving away from the environment you had been stuck in. Maybe some of you are actually moving. So you have finally have finalized plans to move. Some of you are finally being guided by your third eye, finally guided by the divine, finally surrendered enough. It's like God had to beat your ass just enough to get you to like, okay, I surrender. Like I'll surrender. I give up. I'm not trying to use my reasoning mind to like guide everything now. I'm going to let myself drop into my heart. Let myself drop into my spirit. Not afraid of your darkness anymore, not afraid of your shadow, getting more acquainted with it than you ever have been before. The Six of Cups. Some of you are getting closer to experiencing deep reciprocity in your relationships. There could be, some of you are going home or going to a hometown, or you find something or someone that feels like home, experiencing someone that feels like home. There could be just like the soulmate connection. This may involve somebody else with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. And I feel like you are being called to not only invest in this soulmate connection, even if it's platonic. There is just something about the fruit of your labor is coming in. Two cards about like, yo, your ships are coming in. It's on the way. The fruit of your labor is coming. It's on the way. Soon you will be able to see it in the physical. Soon is this is like tangible results. What's on the bottom of the deck? Because Mars retrograde forced you to build a new relationship with yourself, to really start to like remember your personal power, to start operating within your personal power. For some of you, there's a new relationship that's coming in. They may have Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements, but I feel like this is a new relationship to your self-worth, and you're rebuilding atop the rubble, communicating way more effectively, and getting to experience a really, really deep love that's worth protecting, worth defending. I'm not going to show you what's on the bottom of the deck because you got to go over to Patreon for that. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Over there, we're going to clarify all of these cards. There's all kinds of astrological content. There's a tier for daily readings as well. But for free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything, TikTok at JustJEverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. You know what's interesting? I just had a flash of like, damn, bitch, you did this all by yourself. You made this all by yourself. You have cultivated this life over this time all by yourself. Can nobody ever take that from me? And I don't know what that is for you, but I feel like that's a something that you can like relate to. Like, you built this brick by boring fucking brick. You did it on your own. And there is a result for that. There is a reward for that. It's not even about a reward. There's movement. There's progress. I don't know why I just heard reparations, but there's something there around like, what made me take it there is I said my website, and I had a flash of me sitting in my ex-girlfriend's house during the pandemic, like at the very start of the pandemic, making my website. And I did that shit by myself. And I feel like you're doing something by yourself. You have built something, and it's important what you're building, because it's like true self-expression. And I feel like you're learning how to express yourself in a very bold, assertive, creative, playful, attractive way. And there's going to be a reward for that. Let me zoom out a little bit. Only one major arcana, and it's at the center of the reading. So I feel like the middle of Pisces season is where the real magic happens for you. No court cards except for the bottom of the deck with the Page of Wands. So if you are in a stressful situation with somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements, I feel like there is movement. There, like, movement, travel, helps. Getting out of your comfort zones together helps. Or some of you are like, done. I'm turning my back on this. I'm absolutely, if it's causing a certain amount of stress and like there's no progress, fuck it, be done. Don't be a groupie, keep it motherfucking moving. You know the motto. I also feel like for some of you, there may be someone with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements that is turning their back on you, or you're turning your back on them, or you're very like focused together on creating a new future together, like a new outcome. What are we doing? Do our actions match our ambitions? If we keep doing what we're doing, where is it going to take us? How do we want to experience this energy? But either way, I feel like you have to be at the forefront. You have to be at the center of your life. You, even if you're married, I don't care if you're in a long-term relationship, I don't care what's going on, you and the God of your understanding have to be your number one priority. That is the first marriage. I'll say it over and over and over. Some of you are moving towards someone with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements, or you're finally getting over that person with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. They may be finally getting over you. Some of you may receive closure. Some of you may have these like kind of bouts of nostalgia, or someone, there may be a blast from the past, or someone comes back and they want you to invest in them. Or some of you are finally able to see the bullshit that you went through with somebody. You can see how they benefit. You can see how they've grown, even if it's at a distance. Some of you are privy to the inside of someone else's life and how you positively contributed to their betterment. You made somebody better. And that's typical Cancer energy. Cancers, we have, that's that mother shit. That's that psychic archetype. We tend to improve the quality of people's lives, even if it's just your emotional life. We know how to make things better. And I feel like some of you are going to see, damn, good for you. You're welcome. That's a moment for some of you. Some of you, I feel like money is changing, or there's like a positive shift in your career, a positive shift in how much money you make. This could be being done, being micromanaged, or finally, or there could be a benefit that you receive from being micromanaged. Some of you desperately need to be micromanaged and you're angry that you're being micromanaged, but you need it. Somebody needs to get on that ass about like your schedule, your time management, and your energetic budget. So don't be too resentful of this, because I feel like it's going to yield a positive return for those of you who have micromanaging ass managers or supervisors. You know what I mean? There may be somebody with Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements that's coming in that wants to invest in you, or you're finally seeing after all this time, I see what this is created. Like I see movement. I understand like there's results from what I've went through with this person, you know? That's how this feels. You may be investing in them or they're investing in you, but I feel like someone with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements, it feels positive. You know, Cancer governs the past. And I say it all the time, can nobody glamorize the past like a Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. We're really good at glamorizing the past, really good at just looking at what went well. And I feel like there has been a forced investment in the past. Some of you, I feel like you complete a soul contract that you had with this person with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements. It's like my work is done here, that kind of thing. Some of us have been like, we had to go back to spending more quality time with our inner child. We had to work with the memories that have been coming up from our childhood home. the memories that have been coming up from that old emotional or spiritual foundation. Harmony wants to be established in the realm of your spirit, in the realm of your emotions, in the realm of your creativity. Harmony wants to be established within yourself, but also with this other person that has Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements. It's like the name of the game is harmony when it comes to the water signs this season. Working together, working with, being empathetic, anticipating each other's needs, having a healthy level of give and take. I feel like it's like you're moving towards mutuality, a new cycle of mutuality, a new cycle of reciprocity. There's been a lot of soul work. And I feel like some of you have felt like someone got in the way of you and your love, or got in the middle of it, or has been meddling in your relationship, and I feel like someone was, but you get victory over it. And the work that you put in towards removing the obstacles in your romantic relationships, you will see a return on your investment. You will see the fruit of your labor. Some of you, this has been spiritual warfare. Some of you have been like fighting to send shit back to the sender. Some of you have been fighting to just feel really grounded and connected in your relationships. And it's working. And it's working because you finally put yourself first. I want to clarify these cards. I'll see you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. Let's get into it. For the full version of the video, go to Patreon.